Hi, so in this video I'm joined by Matt Calver from Sideways 6, and he is an expert in gathering employee ideas and putting them into action for enterprise-sized customers. So there's a lot we can learn from him about the best practices and get gathering ideas from your employees and putting them into action. You can make meaningful differences in employee engagement just by asking people what they think could be improved and then taking action and keeping them informed. And Sideways 6 helps you do all of that. So let's get on and have a chat with Matt.
All large organizations want to change. They want to transform, right? They are looking to either generate more revenue or become more sustainable or reduce costs or deliver a better customer experience. Whatever it might be, all kind of large organizations are kind of always trying to keep up with the market, their competition, and their customers as well, right? So they're constantly looking to change and to make change happen. At big companies, those changes don't happen unless people are on board with them. So big companies are kind of big ships to sail, and they require a lot of people to do it. So to make those big changes happen and to improve as a business, organizations need to make sure that people are really on board with that change. And research basically shows that the best way to get people on board with a change and to kind of get them to care about it is to give them a role in making it happen. So it's actually called the IKEA effect, which is interesting because it's essentially some research that points to the fact that when people build something, in this case IKEA furniture, they actually attach like a disproportionate amount of value to that thing. And the same is true for large organizations. When you go out to employees and say, help us come up with ideas on how to achieve this change, people take part and take ownership of that change, and they value it more, which means the change is more likely to happen. The other kind of side of that coin is that by going out and asking for ideas, you get lots of ideas, and actually across lots and lots of different industries, it's the employees that know the business the best and usually come up with the best ideas to make those changes a reality. The final piece of the puzzle, and again, there's a lot of research out there that shows when employees feel listened to and heard, they feel more engaged in the business, and when they're more engaged, they're more productive, they stay longer, and they do better work. Yeah, that's why Sideways 6 exists. We exist to help organizations make change a reality, find the best ideas to kind of make those solutions real, and also to ensure that employees feel heard by their organization.
And I guess, do you think of Sideways 6 as like a product business, or are you doing some other things to sort of help people, through that journey of gathering ideas and taking action?
Yeah, so we're definitely a product business. Over 8 years of working with some of the world's kind of biggest and best organizations, we've picked up a lot of learnings along the way. And we do have a small services arm that kind of advises and helps organizations to make this a reality. We've got a lot of best practice that we build into all of our campaigns and into all of the support that we offer customers.
I'm Gavin Jones, founder and director at MeTime, where we help people save time at work using Microsoft 365 and Microsoft Teams. If you need help saving time at work, I've got a free course linked in the description below that you can get some tips and tricks on how to use Microsoft Teams, Microsoft To Do, Microsoft Planner, and make yourself more productive at work. If you're struggling to get your whole organization to change, we've got another free course that might be useful to help generate some ideas that you might be able to steal to make your whole organization work in a more modern way.
If you are asking employees to share their ideas and take time out of their likely busy day to get involved and share their great ideas on how to make things better, you need to make sure that it's really easy for them to do so. It has to be within their flow of work, and it has to be kind of second nature for them. They can't have an idea, log into a website, remember their login details, land on a page, not understand how to do it, then try and share an idea, get blocked, don't understand what happens to their idea kind of once they submitted it. So that friction will mean that basically people just drop off and they don't share their ideas. So getting those ideas and getting people excited about the campaigns is really important. And it's actually the reason that we integrate into the tools that employees use every single day, like Microsoft Teams and Yammer and Workplace by Meta as well. by integrating into that flow, you're not distracting people and you're enabling them to share their ideas, at kind of 2 clicks. And it just makes it really, really easy for people to share their ideas. And you will actually get some fantastic ideas if you do that. Not all of them are going to be great or great right now. And you need a way to very quickly and efficiently find the best ideas that are going to have a high impact. And if you can do this consistently, this is where you start seeing real business impact. So having a way to manage those ideas and find the best ones on a really consistently is really, really important. So you need kind of a way to manage ideas. Managing hundreds of ideas manually is a lot of work and takes a lot of time. So by using things like automations, you can move ideas through kind of an idea funnel to find those best ones. And you can also send automatic communications back to idea submitters to keep them updated of, what's going on. Like, it's a really good example, right? Like, the old idea box in an office is that unless you're walking past that box, like, you're not going to have a chance to share your ideas. If you do put an idea in there and you get no feedback, you're not going to do it again. You're never going to kind of take the time to write your idea down and share it with the business, because you think, what's the point? It's just gone into a black hole. And for people who look after the ideas kind of box, if it's stuffed full of kind of ideas that you can't really do anything with, or know who submitted them, or any way to kind of prioritize them and find the ones that are really, really good right now, it's almost a pointless exercise, because you basically just got lots of slips of paper in a box and don't know what to do with them.
Thinking about that same analogy, I guess it's kind of like human nature that you would only sort of go through the hassle of suggesting something when you were like slightly annoyed. I guess, is there any best practice to sort of like gain both positive sort of feedback and ideas as well as people just like, this is rubbish, I think we should do X, Y, Z, and sort of balance that positivity versus negativity?
Yeah, it's a really important part of this, right? And it kind of links back to that original point about making change happen. When you go out to employees and ask for their ideas, just simply saying, give us your ideas, is not going to generate the responses that you want. And equally as well, it's not going to align to where the business wants to go. So I think something that we always advise is understand what that change is that you want to achieve, and make sure you're asking a question out to employees that aligns to that goal, and make sure that those questions are really targeted and aligned to that strategic change that you want to achieve. And equally for employees, when the organization says, this is the change that we want to achieve, when they know that they're contributing to that change and they feel like they have power and influence on making that change a reality, that you're more likely to elicit really, really positive, really in-depth, and usually really like well thought out ideas to make that change happen.
Can we see a bit of what the Sideways 6 product looks like and how someone might navigate through that app?
We have a home for ideas within Teams for employees to share their ideas, and then a back end that what we call idea managers use to basically manage those ideas and find the best ones to bring to life. So you can see here that the application sits on the left-hand row, and this icon here and the name is actually fully customizable. So should you want to kind of brand up your app to be in line with your kind of company branding and experience, you can do that. And once an employee clicks on this app, this is the all campaigns page. So from here, you'll be able to see all of the campaigns that have happened in the past, upcoming campaigns, campaigns that are in review, and also active campaigns. So this is the kind of different spaces where employees can share their ideas. Just in this demo example, I've got one here that is how we can be more sustainable as a business. So you can see here that all of the campaign is fully custom branded, so you can really make it feel very engaging. You can set all the details of the campaign out here and understand who's managing the campaign and get some inspiration as well. And this is really important for when employees first land in the app, that they understand what this campaign is all about and the types of ideas that should be shared. So you can see here as well in the ideas tab that this is all of the ideas that have been shared by employees at Sideways 6 on how we can be more sustainable. You can see here that you can embed photos and you can like and comment on ideas as well as share these ideas elsewhere in the organization so people can find them within the application. You can also see these little tags here which show what stage the idea is at. This is really important because as an idea submitter, I want to know, once I've submitted my idea, what's happening with it, right? You don't want it to feel like it's gone into that kind of black hole. So it's really important that employees are able to understand where their idea is in the process, and you can see all of the attachments and comments and conversations around those ideas as well, which is really nice. So people feel like their ideas are supported by their peers. When ideas are kind of liked and commented, all that activity comes up in the activity feed, so people know to come back and check on their ideas, which is really important. And you can also see here as well that we've got kind of campaign updates. So this is countdowns and updates around the campaign to ensure people engage with it at the right time and stay up to date on the campaigns that they're part of. All of the updates and comms around ideas, which actually come into your activity feed, are all set by the ideas manager, which we'll have a look on that back end in a second. But all of these comms and all these kind of updates are all fully custom and run by the Sideway6 backend that then kind of appear in Teams, which is really nice because it happens automatically. You don't have to kind of send all this stuff manually, and it's a really important part of making sure people feel engaged in the program and that their ideas are actually being kind of picked up and reviewed and looked at. So just if an employee does want to submit an idea to this campaign, it's really easy. It's just a click of this button. So you'd add a title. Just put an example here. You might want to upload an attachment, and also you would then fill out these custom criteria. So again, this is all pulled through from the Sideway6 backend. Organizations can set these to be whatever they want, and these criteria are really important, right? Because it helps you understand the impact of ideas, understand the business that these ideas kind of correlate to, and you can collect information on any number of things at the point of idea submission. So it's really important to kind of get that data and make sure that these ideas come kind of fully formed when they are being picked up by Sideway6. So you can see here, all of this is custom criteria. And once you fill out these, then the idea is simply shared, and it then appears, and everyone can kind of get involved around this idea. So sort of 2 clicks to share an idea. Very, very simple for employees to do this, and it's within their kind of flow of work. It's all SSO, so there's no login that's required. As soon as they have this set up in Teams, it's literally just a click on the left-hand row, and they can get involved with sharing ideas. For idea managers, they do have this kind of edit campaign bit, which is really useful for just fully customizing this kind of front-end experience, making sure the details are up to date, choosing which audience you want this idea campaign to be available to, choosing all the kind of custom criteria and how that's displayed, the thank you message as well, and how the kind of ideas board looks to employees as well. So it's very, very customizable and enables you to kind of build a very engaging space for ideas to be shared with Microsoft Teams. So just skipping over to the back end of kind of where the ideas are managed. I'll just run through this really quickly. You can see here, this is kind of the dashboard when you land in Sideway6, and this kind of gives you an exec overview of where your campaign is. All of these stages are, again, fully customizable as well as these statuses. And you can see here that we're kind of looking to move ideas down from the first stage to kind of the delivered stage to bring to life. This is our ideas board where ideas managers can see all of the ideas kind of in a kind of board, Kanban board style view, which enables them to really quickly identify the best ideas to bring to life. All of those comms and that we saw in the Teams app is run by our automations engine. This basically runs the comms as well as the management of the campaign to move ideas through this funnel. We have some really deep analytics, our custom comms builder, as well as kind of expert reviews where you can send ideas to subject matter experts within the organization automatically to basically say, hey, you're an expert on this thing, please can you review this idea? And that review then feeds back up into the idea board, enabling idea managers to really quickly identify the best ideas. So yeah, a very, very comprehensive, customizable platform that essentially allows organizations to manage hundreds, if not thousands, of ideas, and very, very quickly and automatically find the best ones to bring to life, as well as not spending days and days and days and days managing all these ideas manually, which would be incredibly painful. And we do that through the automations. So yeah, that's the Cyber6 solution.
So what do you think of Sideways 6 and gathering employee ideas? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to find out more tips and tricks about Microsoft Teams and Microsoft 365, then hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified every time a new video comes out. We've got new videos coming out every Tuesday. How do you manage, like, if people submit very, very similar ideas? I guess is there then a way to like group them and manage them and then inform both people that actually we've merged your idea and we're working on it?
Yeah, it happens an awful lot actually. Similar ideas, and it's usually a sign that that idea is a good idea if lots of people are having the same idea. So in the ideas board, when you dive into the kind of detail of the idea, we actually identify similar ideas, and you're able to kind of merge ideas together, which is really nice because you kind of want to make sure all those people are working together, and that potentially really good idea actually kind of becomes a solution. So yeah, we often see it, and it's usually a really good sign. And yeah, you just kind of merge those ideas in the back end to bring all those kind of separate ideas together. I think that's sometimes like the beauty of it, right? Is that you have that idea in the moment, and you just want to share it. You could be on a Teams call like we are now, and you kind of having a discussion. You have that idea, very quickly flick over to the ideas app, click submit idea, and you're kind of done. Our business kind of motto, slogan, whatever, is ideas from anywhere. And ideas can come at any point, right? So we just want to make it as seamless as possible for people to share their ideas and to kind of get them out there. We did some research a couple of years back, and it's actually 83% of employees say that they have ideas to improve the business they work for. So yeah, it's the majority, not the minority, of people who have those great ideas. One customer that we're working with at the moment, Marks and Spencers. For those in the UK, will absolutely know who Marks and Spencers are. For those potentially who aren't in the UK, they're a very how would you say, Gav? I would say institutional retailer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Everyone grew up with Marks and Spencer, weren't they? They've been up and down, but still a premium sort of level retailer, I think.
Yeah, they're on pretty much every high street. I mean, wherever you grew up in the UK, there'll be a Marks and Spencers, and we've started working with them a couple of years ago, supporting their employee ideas campaign, and it's a really great campaign just because of the way I think they use Teams to make it a reality. So I think there's 70,000 ish frontline staff up and down the UK at Marks and Spencers who are kind of working in stores, and they all have Microsoft Teams on their device or phone in store. And when we started working with them, that means they've got Cyber 6 in their pocket. So that means that they can share any idea they have at any time, wherever they are at work. So we've actually seen some incredible ideas come through. One that really springs to mind recently was a couple of weeks ago that was actually picked up by the BBC and highlighted by the CEO at Marks and Spencers. And it was a young girl called Megan who works in store at Marks and Spencers, and she has a stammer. So when she's communicating with customers, she can find that to be a difficult situation sometimes, and some people don't understand that her speech impediment is impacting that communication. So she shared her ideas through Sideways 6 and was picked up by Marks and Spencers. And basically the idea was to include a stammer symbol on all name badges for staff who have a speech impediment at Marks and Spencers, and they've made this a reality. They've implemented this for all staff up and down the country who have a similar problem. And now, when customers are in stores, they're able to identify who those colleagues are and communicate in a way that is patient. So a really, really fantastic example of, number one, making Marks and Spencer a better place to work for their staff, and number two, making the customer experience better because the customers feel better in store. They're able to communicate more clearly and more patiently with people who have speech impediments. So it just creates a better environment all round for both Marks and Spencer's customers and their staff as well. So yeah, really nice story, and they've got lots and lots of different ones. I think Marks and Spencer's have run customer experience, employee experience, cost saving, sustainability, lots and lots of different types of campaigns. But those good news stories as well are really important internally for organizations to show employees like, hey, we're listening, and that kind of internal PR of demonstrating ideas being brought to life just means that more employees are then inspired to share their ideas, which means more ideas are brought to life, which then inspires more employees to share their ideas. So it's a bit of a kind of flywheel effect, and it's definitely helps organizations to build that traction once they start collecting ideas and showing everyone like, hey, we're listening and we're going to make your ideas a reality. It's very, very powerful. We often see, and maybe as a bit of a surprise to our customers when we start working with them, is the impact on employee engagement. We see kind of jumps like 16 or 23% in employee engagement across the business because organizations have gone out and simply asked for ideas. It seems kind of a bit of a no-brainer when you start doing it, but before you do it, it can kind of I guess you don't really know the impact, and especially when you're working with really, really large organizations and lots of people, that impact is huge, of kind of giving every single person in that organization a voice and a mechanism to share their great ideas can be really quite profound. So I actually interview our customers really regularly on a series that we call our masterclass. So it's basically asking our customers like, hey, what's your best tips for other organizations that are trying to do this? And some of the responses are always I think some of the responses are always really kind of inspiring and quite interesting, because it can be very, very different for different types of organizations. But I think something that comes through quite often is the fact that getting out there and being really bold is something that always comes through, is just get started, whether this is doing it in a really small part of the organization and then you're looking to take that across the wider org, or whether that's asking a quite simple kind of straightforward question instead of kind of getting really technical and asking like very deep niche questions. The advice is very commonly just kind of like get out there and do it, because employees are ready to share their ideas, and I think it's often surprising how willing and ready employees are to share ideas when you ask them. So I think that's probably one of the tips from all of our customers that keeps coming through, is kind of just get out there and like be bold and take it to people, because they're ready to share their ideas. When we started working with AstraZeneca, we were helping them to craft their 2025 strategy. So this was their way to kind of shape the future of the business and decide what their strategy was going to be up until kind of 2025. And they did this in a really, really unique way. They actually went out to all of their employees and asked them what the strategy for the business should be, which was a really kind of incredible way to make everyone in the business an owner of the full strategy of the business. And AstraZeneca is a global organization, and by doing this they generated 23,000 ideas to help shape their global strategy. So to engage that many people and get that many great ideas from employees across the world at such an amazing organization and help them to shape their global strategy through employee ideas was very, very rewarding. So we've talked, of course, about Marks and Spencer's and AstraZeneca, and Cyber6 work predominantly at the moment with enterprise organizations. So we help really, really big customers to help to enable them, to find ideas and bring them to life at scale. Since launching into the kind of Microsoft Teams environment, we've also found out that there are a lot of small organizations that also want to do this, and they also have teams that have fantastic ideas and they need a good way to bring this to life. So at the moment we're currently working on a project that should be launching before Christmas that is kind of our light offering. So it will be a kind of self-contained application that lives in Microsoft Teams. It will enable people to share ideas and like and comment and kind of get involved with everyone's ideas and run campaigns, just as you saw in the demo before. It just won't have that kind of really bespoke, powerful back-end platform that you might need if you're managing kind of hundreds of thousands of ideas. So it'll be kind of a slimmed down version that will still enable people to kind of shortlist and find those best ideas, but just be able to do it on a bit of a smaller scale and do it really, really quickly in kind of a self-serve environment. So that product is actually coming out, as I said, towards the end of this year, and we are currently running a wait list for the first 250 companies that join. Will get a month's free usage of that application upon launch. So if you are one of those organizations that are kind of smaller or medium-sized and kind of not at that enterprise scale, please do join the waitlist, and we'll keep you up to date on the launch of new products, and you can start bringing ideas to life at your organization.
But I guess for people that might have seen my other video on like the free version of employee ideas that you can get in Microsoft Teams, like a Power App, I guess what else are they missing from that experience that they could make better with Sideways 6?
Yeah, I think the Power App is a really great place to start if you are looking to start your employee ideas journey and kind of give it a bit of a test run, especially if you're only looking to do this on a really small scale, teams of kind of 10, 20 people. I think that kind of platform is absolutely fine and will serve you really, really well in kind of understanding the power of employee ideas. Once you start moving past that kind of volume, you tend to find that managing those ideas and kind of finding the best ones, and especially getting back in contact with people about those ideas, can kind of get a little bit cumbersome. So it's why Sideways 6 exists, right? Is when you're talking about an enterprise level program and you're kind of talking about doing this with thousands of employees, you do need an intelligent way to keep people updated, manage those ideas, find the best ones, and kind of avoid the pain of doing it all manually or missing those really, really great ideas, and also not doing this in a way that's actually going to engage employees in the program. A lot of people have tried doing employee ideas at their organizations. We haven't invented employee ideas. This has been happening for many, many years, and I think doing this kind of well is not always something that's immediately obvious, and we've learned a lot ourselves by doing this for kind of 8 years. So there's definitely a process that you go through to make it successful, and I think once you start getting a lot of ideas and a lot of employees engaged, you do need an intelligent way to ensure you're not doing this all manually on your own and missing all those great ideas and kind of letting those ideas go into a black hole and people just feeling like they've submitted their idea for nothing. That's definitely a situation you want to avoid. So yeah, if you're doing this with smaller teams, absolutely get started with the Power App, have a go, have a play around. And once you're looking to kind of take this out a bit wider, then you can use Sideways 6 for that.
Cool, thanks Matt. And I guess where should people go if they want to find out more, or if they just ready to get going? Where's the best place for them to find out more information?
For organizations that are interested in learning a little bit more about Sideways 6 and understanding how we might be able to help you engage your employees to make those changes happen, just head to the Sideways 6 homepage, www.sideways6.com, and click request a demo. We can then get you set up on a quick call to understand your requirements and how we might be able to help. For those smaller organizations as well, if you head to this page here, this is our Idea Pioneer waitlist for the smaller self-contained Microsoft Teams app. If you put your email address in here and join the waitlist, you'll be kept up to date on the launch of the new product, and as well get that 1 month free trial upon launch.
Before you go, if you like this video, remember to give it a thumbs up. It really does help us in the algorithm. We've got super thanks turned on now, so if you really liked it, then consider supporting the channel with a donation. Thanks for watching so far, and we'll see you in the next video.